A troupe of wild inventors and performers have been waiting for this moment.
Tonight, I don't really care when we go. I just want to make sure we're ready.
It's opening night at one of the world's largest annual fairs, the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto.
So this thing's ready to go.
Thousands wait for Circus Orange to unleash its insane combination of pyrotechnics, flaming jet fuel, and dancing girls.
Now we see if any of it works.
They've only had 2 weeks to put an entire show together. 336 hours of mad scientist engineering. They've battled freakish weather and a slew of technical malfunctions. And each other.
No, not yet. Not yet!
Okay, I thought you said go. It sounded like go.
It wasn't a go!
And here they are, on opening night, without a single full rehearsal.
Jonah, it's jump bungee time.
If everything goes right, a 2-ton jet will take off, blasting flames from its 30-foot wings. An aerial acrobat will perform, hanging from the fuselage. On the ground, fireworks will shoot from the helmets of 6 dancers. The dancers fire flamethrowers at 2 men on trampolines. And that's just the beginning.
What the hell was that, Tom?
If everything goes wrong, well, let's just say there's enough pyro and jet fuel here to blow a rather messy hole in the city's center.
Tom, there's a fire up there! There's a fire up there!
Preparations for the 18-day run at the fair only began 2 weeks ago. With so little time until opening night, Circus Orange's creative directors, Tom Comet and his spouse, Bex Carney, split forces and get to work. Tom heads up the jump jet build team, and Bex will work with the performers.
We have to include the acrobatics, the trampoline artists, costumes. We've got to get some music made. Yeah, there's a lot of challenges that we're facing. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
As artistic director, Bex choreographs the performers within Tom's fiery settings and mechanical monstrosities.
I'm the master of the machines. I build these fire-spewing, insane machines in a metal shop.
Tom is a special effects genius. He loves dreaming up fire-blasting gadgets, like his homemade flamethrower. At a farm workshop outside of Toronto,
3, 1, 2, 3.
Tom's team are assembling the show's main prop, the jump jet from entertainment-grade truss. It may look like building blocks for big boys, but you could hang a sports car from it. And that's comforting when you're the one dangling off it.
By the time this thing's finished, it's not going to look like entertainment-grade truss. It's going to look like a crazy jet from Mad Max, you know?
Tom's design for the jump jet includes animatronic front and rear wings for blasting off pyrotechnics, animatronic jet engines to blast 30-foot columns of fire, dual rotating propellers for spinning pyrotechnics, and yaw and roll control, because it looks really cool.
It catches some of the...
First up, the front wing.
What I like to do is cut it out of some cardboard shapes and just mock it up.
Robert Judd is the team's illustrator and designer.
This will just give us an idea of the mass and the rough shape of it. This may not be perfect, but it's a darn good indication of where it's going to go. That's all right for the height?
Looks good. It looks evil. All right, Bryce, you want to cut up some steel for Walt?
Bryce Goodwin is Tom's key pyrotechnician. He's also pitching in on the build. He's got an eye for detail and one hell of a beard. With over 2 decades experience, Walt Gardner is an inventive fabricator and master welder.
So you hear when Walt welds, it goes zzz, all nice and uniform, and then you hear when I weld, and it just goes, it just kind of does that. Walt's a better welder than me. So anything that's got to hold humans or is mission critical, Walt does.
Tom's got the chops for all the non-crucial welding, like the jet engine housing.
It needs to not fall off the jet. It needs to look like a jet engine, but it, you know, I can bang it together in an hour or something like that.
What the hell happened there?
What the hell happened here? Help me fix this thing, Walt.
Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, it's totally moved out the center when it goes off that way.
So what are we gonna do?
We try again?
On the other side of the shop, Jonah Logan, the jump jet's pilot, preps a gag for a key stunt in the show.
Jonah, he sees pyro as a story. You know, he's someone who can take a pyro item and he can, instead of just blowing it off and, yeah, that looks cool, he can take it and he can make it, you know, we blew it off for a reason.
In the show, Jonah plans to stage a malfunction on the jet's wing.
I've got a duct here with CO2 being fed by CO2. So it'd be like a big pressure line came loose and would be flapping around. That's what we kind of want to see.
As the jump jet's pilot, Jonah will hang 60 feet in the air to reinsert the flapping duct.
So we'll probably add pyro to that to, you know, spice it up a little.
As the build team progresses with concrete results, at a dance studio in Toronto, Bex takes a more explorative approach with her troupe.
Just have fun with it. Let it be as free as it can be, okay?
Sure, these girls are highly skilled dancers. Will they be ready to handle Tom's pyro and flame effects?
You're gonna switch off and grab the grinder. And you just take it to the metal.
They'll have pyro on their heads, they'll handle flares, and they'll blast flamethrowers. To protect them from serious burns, the girls would be clad in fire-resistant costumes, safety goggles, and helmets. With a show this complex, these safety precautions are critical to avoid serious injury or death. It's all in a day's work for this crew.
Want to shoot it like that sharp an angle?
Yeah, let's go real severe. We've never shot him that steep before. And maybe the 200-foot or something with some nice push to it. Like what he's
Tom's not only responsible for the jump jet build, he's also designing the pyro cues for the show.
We get people all the time calling up, I want to be a pyrotechnician, and they think being a pyrotechnician is being out there, pushing a button, watching something blow up. Maybe 1%. You know, 99% is the background work.
Tom's prep work includes preparing a pyro plan for the fire department inspection. His approval is critical to securing a pyro permit that will allow Circus Orange to perform their show.
And he gets an itemized list, what the item is, and the description of what it is, and how many of them there are. P1 is a 20 by 20 silver gerb, and this is on the stage. So if we go to the stage and we look for P1, we see that it's right here behind the two trampolines. Maybe he'll look at that and say, no, that's not a good place for that, you know, because at the end of the day, they hold all the cards. They can shut me down.
Tom's pyro plan for the jump jet show will run up to 25 pages. Getting it right means constant experimentation. So Tom and Bryce are testing high-elevation pyro, fired at extreme angles over 200 feet.
We've never shot him on this kind of an angle sideways, but we're hoping to do this kind of thing with the wings on the jet to make them that much bigger. I mean, if we can make the wings 200 feet, it's going to be pretty impactful.
When Tom hits a button on the panel, it sends a pulse down a data cable to an output module. This module sends a 12-volt DC electric current to an electric match, or E-match, that ignites the pyro. In the show, Tom and Bryce need to make this happen over 120 times.
The angles vary quite a bit.
Unlike traditional fireworks, pyrotechnic effects have very predictable fallout. The particles fall to the ground when pyro is fired off. That's because pyro is built to a much higher standard of precision than fireworks, and is much safer to ignite in close proximity to performers and spectators, because you don't want to burn your audience. Tom and the build team take a break from the jump jet to test some brand new gear, an industrial strength bubble machine.
It's something the client requested. They'd seen this effect before and they really liked it. And they're like, hey, could you guys put a bubble machine at the end of your show? So we're like, bubbles.
The jump jet's fiery finale will be capped by engulfing the audience in foam. This beast is the largest of its kind in the world. Specially ordered directly from the German manufacturer, it does one thing really well: blast bubbles at 250 liters a minute. You can fill a delivery truck in under 20 seconds.
How can you beat this? This is a show capper.
Always on the move, Tom and Bex drive 8 hours to Montreal to audition key performers, the aerial acrobats. But they arrive to unexpected news.
So we show up in Montreal. I meet Laurence for the first time, and she's on crutches and her legs bound up.
Will she be able to perform? With only a few days left to prepare for their live pyrotechnic show, Tom Comet and Bex Carney drive 500 kilometers to see their star aerialists. Because of scheduling conflicts, their regular aerialist, Stacy, cannot do the entire 18-day run. So Tom and Bex must find a replacement today. But to their shock, she's been in an accident.
She's sort of the main feature of this show. She's the centerpiece for the show. The jet is just really there to carry her. And she's got a sprained ankle.
So your ankle,
Yeah,
how is it?
it's not broken.
Okay, good.
The bungee section of the show is a grueling 10-minute routine of flips and twists. It calls for a first-class acrobat.
Oh my God, is she really gonna be able to do this?
If Laurence can't perform, Tom and Bex won't have enough time to find a replacement. Laurence is attached to a harness by 2 pick points at each side of her waist. Raised 60 feet in the air, if she hits the ground, her ankle will be the least of her concerns. In the air, Laurence's life is literally hanging by a thread, tethered by 2 industrial-strength bungee cords, 100 times stronger than the stuff that keeps your luggage shut. The dynamic forces on Laurence's body are staggering. One wrong move can break a spine like a matchstick. And during the show, she'll be doing all this with live pyro and fire.
Yeah, nice. Sweet.
I had some concerns about Laurence at first, primarily because of crutches and everything, but then when I saw her in the air, she was amazing. She was phenomenal.
That looked awesome.
Impressed by Laurence, Tom and Bex head back to Toronto. The jump jet build has fallen way behind. And with a full tech rehearsal in only 4 days, the guys are doubling up their efforts to get back on track. Tom and Bryce focus on flame effects and pyro.
Well, this is one of our turbines. These are for holders for holding gerbs or different pieces of pyro. We slide the product in and tighten it up with a screw.
The pyro is connected to these terminals and attached to a wireless transmitter. There are over 24 wireless items on the jump jet. Tom is putting the finishing touches on the flame generator, mounted inside the jet engine housing.
Blows a special secret liquid, but I can't tell you what it is or I'd have to kill you.
You won't find this at the local hardware store. It's a Tom Comet original. Only 2 exist in the world, and they're both on a jump jet. Pressurized by nitrogen gas to 200 pounds per square inch, the secret fuel blasts from the nozzle at 500 miles an hour. It's atomized upon release and lit by a high-voltage, high-temperature spark. It bursts into a 30-foot column of fire. It would incinerate your mama's meatloaf in 3 seconds flat.
the whole thing gets hidden with the garbage can. Don't tell anybody it's a garbage can. The jet engine shroud.
Tom has a knack for turning everyday items into stuff that blasts fire, like a flamethrower you build for $300, or building a 9-barrel pyro gun. These guys love dreaming up ways to blow things up. Of course, they add pyro to Jonah's tube gag. The plan is to add a 20 by 20 gerb. A gerb is a meat and potatoes pyro effect, housed in a cardboard cylinder about the size of a roll of coins. A 20 by 20 gerb has a tight nozzle that shoots a 20-foot fountain of molten metal for 20 seconds. Gerbs come in a myriad of burn lengths and durations. Their precision and predictability allows performers to interact safely, hence the term close proximity pyro effects.
You scream like a girl.
In the shop, Walt puts the final touches on the jump jet's counter-rotating propeller.
Can we run it?
Yeah.
Woo, look at this.
It is.
This one's turning one way. This is turning the other way. Counter-rotating, just like I asked for.
That's what she's all about. You can throw the props on it.
Tom hopes to add 20 by 20 gerbs to both propellers, spinning at high velocity in opposite directions, a totally new effect. Incredibly, it's powered by a windshield wiper motor, but this little guy has some kick. The 12-volt DC windshield wiper motor has enough torque to slowly accelerate these monster propellers. Once up to speed, it takes minimal effort to keep up the RPMs.
So, I mean, the worst thing that could happen with this is basically somebody would go into it. Some part of some human would go into this thing, and that part would come off that person, and that would be bad.
The jet is really coming along. It's even got its own key.
So the key is going to apply power to the 12-volt hydraulic pump back here. That gives hydraulic power to all these valves here, which run our major systems on the jet.
Deceptively simple. These 4 levers provide hydraulic control for the yaw, roll, front and back wings.
Let's try it. Flapping like a bird. Oh yeah. Jet engine. Works.
One day before the tech rehearsal, the guys have got to get the jet outside.
144 and a half. I have a feeling the door's smaller than that. 140. 4 inches. We made her 4 inches too big.
All set to squeeze the jump jet out the door, they have another problem. Black clouds are rolling towards the shop.
Maybe Jonah should run up that tower and see if there's a clearing in the way.
We should run up and see if there's any lightning. See lightning?
Go up there and hold your finger out. Ow. All right,
Okay,
let's give her.
go. Oh, it's almost too easy.
That rolls nice.
With the jump jet reassembled, Tom's just itching to play with some fire. Tom tests the jet's liquid flame generators. Pressurized by inert hydrogen gas, the pressure must be just right to create the effect. But before he can refine it, Tom's flames are doused by a downpour. With so much riding on tomorrow's tech rehearsal, the crew hope for clearer skies. It's only 4 days till the opening night of Circus Orange's pyrotechnic spectacle. Today is the first time the cast will have an opportunity to perform with the jet. This 15-ton crane will hoist the jump jet and its performers 60 feet into the air.
Today's a huge day because it's the day hopefully we get to see this big baby fly.
What's important for me is to get the girls in there and get them up in the air, and for everybody to see how it works.
Before they can start rehearsing, they need to hook up the jet to the crane by a system of complex rigging. With lives hanging in the balance and so much riding on this tech rehearsal, Tom has called in a rigging expert.
We're hanging lives, so we don't want to question our rigging equipment. Just to keep everybody nice and safe, send them home the same way we got them. We don't want anybody to die. So what we got to do here, fellas, is just flip these shackles over. See, we got this
As
one.
Patty whips the rigging into shape, Bex is concerned about how much time Tom is spending getting the jump jet ready.
I was hoping to actually start rehearsing probably like an hour ago. That was wishful thinking.
The rain's making it difficult to rig the jet. But there's one thing Patty needs to know.
How much do you think your weight is right now?
That's a good question. We should get the dynamometer and check it.
That'd be very good to do.
Let's do that.
A dynamometer measures units of force.
In this case, it's going to be weight. This thing will hold up to 10,000 pounds. Even just me pulling it, that was 40 pounds of force.
The dynamometer will give the guys the precise weight of the jump jet, so Patty can gauge the amount of rigging needed to connect it safely to the crane. Setting up the dynamometer gives Tom an idea.
Whoever gets closest to the weight of the jet, case of beer, I'm 2250 pounds. That's my guess.
All right, game on. What are you in, Bryce?
That's a smart guess.
2175? I'm over 2500.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
And what are you, Jonah?
1750.
1750, you big girl's blouse. Way under. Okay, that should give us a good weight.
Yeah.
2,080. 2,080 pounds. Case of beer for Bryce. So we're gonna take off. Here we go.
A few moments into the first flight, and the jet is having difficulties flying.
What's happening? Why is it moving so much?
Well, because we don't have a stationary hook here. We will at the X.
So what are we gonna do for rehearsal today then?
We're gonna do as much as we can.
But what does that mean? What does as much as we can
We
mean?
won't have full rotational control, but we'll be lifting off and flying around.
But then how do we keep it straight when we need it straight?
At the X, I'll explain it to you on paper. That's easier.
Without a stationary hook, the crane's ball spins freely, making it hard for Tom to control the jet. Without proper control of this jet and human lives on the line, the rehearsal will grind to a halt.
Flame test. Our pressure's no good. Now we gotta repressurize the tank.
As Tom continues to safety-proof the jump jet, frustrated with the constant delays, Bex heads inside to work with the aerialists.
I was just freaking out because most of the energy went into rigging the jet. And of course it's really important, but it also was the only day that I could rehearse anything with everybody. I needed to get it done.
Send her with another carabiner so we can get this load off.
So can you tell me what's going on, like where we're at right now?
We're just doing our final rigging adjustments for the roll control. We almost have that working perfect. And then once we get that dialed in, we can start rigging the apparatus on the bottom for the bungee performers and the trapeze and all that. So get the girls ready for all that.
So I'll be out in 10 minutes.
Perfect. How you doing? Bex is giving us ultimatums on time. Let's go up like 20 feet or so, 15 feet.
The guys take the jet for another spin with Jonah at the helm. He struggles with the jet's controls, and they're running way behind. They need to start rehearsing with all of the performers and see some of the pyro.
And now we're ready to start the rehearsal. It's starting to rain again. Love it. But that's not going to stop us. No, it won't.
I mean, are we even going to get a rehearsal in?
I don't know. We have to get a rehearsal in.
Oh, yeah, come down. There's lightning and stuff.
Okay, let's stand by on jacks. We
Stand
gotta
by.
bring this thing down. There's a
Get out, over there, get out of the way.
Watch out, guys. Patty, get on the back wheel.
I haven't done anything. It's been raining all day. And as you can see, it's just like, it's torrential. I mean, I'm soaked. It's crazy. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get a rehearsal in. I'm trying not to freak out.
You guys know what you're doing. We know what we're doing. We just need to put it all together. And we're just gonna make it work. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. Well, it'll probably blow over in, midnight tonight. We'll do it then if we have to. Okay?
Yeah.
With the rehearsal grounded only days away from opening night, Circus Orange needs a miracle to pull their show and their careers out of the fire. Days away from opening night of the Jump Jet Pyro spectacle, the rehearsal is grounded by torrential rain and lightning. Tom's concerned about the team's low spirits.
We need some kind of a morale booster.
I just think if we turn on the foam and we get all kinds of foam, then everybody will jump around in it. Maybe we should get Bex out there and we can, blast her with the foam by surprise.
Crazy?
Despite his reservations, Tom agrees to prank Bex with the foam machine. They devise a plan to get her outside.
Anybody wants to learn about how to run a flamethrower? This is your chance.
Demonstrating the flamethrower the dancers will use in the performance gives Tom a perfect opportunity.
This is a Circus Orange flamethrower. I'm gonna turn this valve on, and then I just have my trigger.
A handheld version of Tom's liquid flame generator. His flamethrower is made from a consumer-grade pressure washer, a propane pilot light, and a sand blaster tank filled with his secret fuel that's pressurized with nitrogen gas. With a special effects pyrotech permit, a boatload of ingenuity, and $300, you can have one too.
Hey, you want to come out here and try this thing, Bex? So you're our director. Right, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
So, stand here like this.
Yes.
Keep shooting it. Have some fun. All right, everybody, looks like the weather's changed. Let's play in the foam a little bit more, and then let's start our rehearsal.
I like it. You're all gonna
With clear skies and an hour of daylight, they rally the troops for the first rehearsal.
Okay, top of show. Top of show, everybody.
Ready?
Okay.
And go.
The rehearsal goes well, but they haven't run through all the elements of the show, especially the pyro.
Now that we raise again, then we're doing pyro.
Those little things. So can you tell them that?
And with only 2 days before their opening night,
Nobody looks at the performance. They're all looking at my pyro.
the cast needs an opportunity to perform the show with pyro exploding all around them. Pyrotechnic effects are measured in net explosive quantity, or NEQ. The NEQ for the jump jet is 500 pounds. If that much explosive power went off all at once, it would unleash a ball of fiery hell, bigger than 10 football fields. One day to the show, the members of Circus Orange have 1,000,001 loose ends to tie up. Everything is on the line. Their next big test is securing a fire permit from the fire department, and the inspector is set to arrive in less than an hour.
Of course, 44 minutes before we're about to show him stuff, one of my flame projectors decides to stop working properly, so we're swapping that out, so hopefully we can show him that. Okay, here we go, stand back, flame test. Okay, Bryce, so keep it away from your beard. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the different nozzle. We gotta change that nozzle.
Don't do it again.
It's cool though, eh?
No.
No?
It's very hot.
Hot? All right, let's change the nozzle and try that again.
Okay.
But there is no time for tweaks.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Tom, how are ya?
Thanks for coming down. Really appreciate it. So this is our newest creation, the jump jet.
The actual show is fairly elaborate with a lot of performers in that within the effect areas. So we want to come down and take a look, see how it's being set up.
So everybody keep clear of this area back here. We're gonna have a flame shooting about 25 feet. I'm on his terms when he comes down here. It's up to him to give his name on a piece of paper that allows us to do our pyro.
If the fire chief isn't convinced the show is safe, he will shut it down.
Okay,
Anything else you want to
chance
see?
that we can just do a couple off the motors, just the ones that are going to fire across the face of the...
Yeah, we can try that. The spinning ones?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll need to wire those up for you. Those gerbs haven't arrived yet. Those gerbs are actually at FedEx right now.
With several of the jump jet's pyro items held up in shipping, the fire chief faces a tough decision. He may be forced to cancel the show.
Which one are those going to be? Those are all the...
They're the 15 by 8s. These ones here. Yeah, I'm just a little leery.
But Tom is quick on his feet and offers a substitute.
What else do we have? Like,
we can put a 20 by 20 on the wings or something.
Yeah.
That's fine. So I apologize that those aren't here today.
Tom is substituting the missing items for the slightly larger 20 by 20 gerb. It burns for a longer duration of 20 seconds and shoots a longer fountain of 20 feet. Tom cues the item and crosses his fingers.
Great.
All nicely oaked before it gets down.
So we can bring him back down, Steve.
Yeah. The show can go on. All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming down. I really
All right.
appreciate your time.
Good show.
Well, thanks a lot. We'll see you down here showtime. All right. So we rigging the bungee?
With the signed pyro permit, Circus Orange begins the rehearsal. Lightning looms on the horizon, but this is their last chance before opening night. So they proceed with a close eye on the storm. Tom tests some of his flame effects and hopes to add some of the pyro elements before the storm is upon them.
Oh man, we're racing against time. We're racing against time.
Jonah tests his malfunction stunt for the first time, but there's no time to refine it.
This is not safe. It's not safe.
Hey, let's get Jonah back on the jet first.
This is just crazy. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed like I always do that this passes over. Oh! There's huge lightning over there. Tom, bring him down. There's massive...
We're bringing it down right now.
Once again, Circus Orange is grounded by lightning. Morale hits rock bottom.
We were just starting to see it go, and we were just starting to work it out. I mean, it's really frustrating.
They scramble to protect the thousands of dollars of pyro from the rain. A lightning storm can spontaneously set off the electronic ignition matches that trigger the effects. If they fire, 30 pounds of live pyro will go up in smoke. They immediately disarm each item. Time is running out for Circus Orange. The lack of a proper rehearsal with pyro could mean disaster on opening night. At last, it's here. First performance of the pyrotechnic spectacle, Jump Jet. Time has run out for Circus Orange. Without a full rehearsal and the show only 2 hours away, the team rallies to install the 120 pyro items, then safety check and double check all systems.
This is our firing board for the pyrotechnics in the show, and if all the pyro was hooked up and we started pushing this button, things would start happening out there.
Tom's digital firing panel controls the Jump Jet's 120 pyro items through data cables tethered to the Jump Jet by an aptly named umbilical cord. The result looks something like this. With 2 hours to go, pressure mounts on Tom and Bex.
Rebecca, you shouldn't be doing this right now. I want you to go in the trailer and prep with your girls.
How do I know this is going to get done?
There's so many things going on in the show, so many things that overlap. You know, we've got communications between the ground crew and the jet. We've got, you know, all this pyrotechnics. We've got flame effects. The danger factor is like what you would get in a war, and it's really important to keep a cool head.
With people's lives at stake, Tom and Bex need to stay on top of 1,001 details.
Well, there's no delegation, and I don't know who's
Have you
here,
delegated anything? You're not delegating. What do you need?
I don't really know if he's really cool under pressure or if he's just oblivious.
All right, let's get everyone's attention just for a second before the show. Quick safety meeting. It's our opening night. We've had a lot of bad weather. Some things are wet, some things are slippery.
It drives me crazy. I just want to pull my hair out of my head. And nothing's okay. There's so much on the line.
Anything you want to add?
I just think we should have a good show. Is everyone good?
Why not?
Yay! Woo-hoo!
Over the next 18 days, Circus Orange will burn through 500 pounds of explosives,
Stace, we're about 5 minutes away from the top of the show.
380 liters of jet fuel, a half-kilometer of wire,
Tonight, I don't really care when we go. I just want to make sure we're ready.
960 kilograms of liquid CO2, 380 liters of foam fluid, 42 road flares, and a whole whack of adrenaline.
1 minute away from the start of the show, and we don't have all our clear comms on everybody. What's going on?
Use radio.
If they succeed, it could take their career to a new level. If they fail, it could spell disaster for them and their audience. A few minutes into the show, everything is going well. But the first major effect is a pyro item called a mine. Set the fire off the jet, and the jet is just taking off.
So where's the first mine? Is it from back there?
No, that's on the back of the tail.
Does Stacy know that?
No, it's
She
a very
doesn't know that.
little mine. It's a 35-foot mine. She won't even notice.
Because none of the performers have seen the pyro on the jet until tonight. Bex is concerned they will be caught off guard. Tom prepares to fire his first pyro item.
So the jet is taking off, flying into the air, and I look down at my board, and it should be all green lights, and it was all no lights.
I don't have any pyro. None of the pyros work up there. Why? Why?
If Tom can't figure this out, the show is going down in flames. The jump jet performance is on hold. Performers stand by as they wait for the first pyro effect. But the pyro is not firing.
Jonah, for some reason, none of the pyro on the jet's working. We need to troubleshoot the module behind you. Maybe see if the data cable's kicked out of it or if it's turned off or something.
With the audience and performers waiting, Tom Comet helps his team find the problem. They must scour over 100 meters of cable in the dark and under fire. Bryce locates a loose data cable in the jump jet's umbilical cord.
Okay. Okay, we got it, we got it, we got it. Okay, we're at waterfall. Waterfall, 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 12.
Bryce, come back here, come back.
He's fireproof. Beautiful.
What the hell was that, Tom? Oh.
Engine malfunction. Engine malfunction. Losing altitude. Losing altitude.
Jonah's stunt is a huge hit with the audience. Now Stacy's bungee performance is about to begin.
Standing by for flares.
No, not yet.
No?
Not yet.
Okay, I thought you said go. It sounded like go.
It wasn't a go.
Okay, well, let's go. My bad. Tell me when you want gerbs back. Tell me when, Bex.
No, no, not yet.
I'm waiting for you, Rebecca.
Now. Jonah, it's bungee time.
Stand by with the flamethrowers, Jason and Nigel.
Stand by for the Saxons.
The Saxons aren't in this. Oh, that's not us. They do it themselves. Oh, no, that is us. Standing by.
They're not going?
Standing by. Want me to go?
Yeah.
Despite their bumpy start, over the next 18 days, the members of Circus Orange continue to refine their show.
You know, there were some challenges at the very beginning. We had to cut out about 5 minutes of dance, which I kind of knew would have happened, but I was pushing it a little bit. And every day that we ran the show, it became a 20-minute show, which is what they wanted, and it was perfect length.
It's been a really great run. I'd say everything we set out to do on this project we've accomplished.
In the end, they managed to push the boundaries of pyro artistry, keep their relationships intact, and overcome technical disasters and bizarre weather, wowing thousands of people night after night.
Hooray! We did it!
We did it.
Oh, sorry, bud. You okay?
Can you maybe like give me a kiss?
Okay.
All right.
Nice
All
work.
right. Woohoo!
This may be their only chance to enjoy their success. With solid bookings across Canada, the US, and Singapore, there's no rest for Circus Orange.